Welcome to the TouchDesigner and popX tutorial series. In this tutorial, we will learn how to combine GPU-based point generation with dynamic path tracing using the popX operator family. We smooth and copy our geometric lines before applying a Disney BRDF material that references a constantly shifting ramp top for its base color map. And if you just want to grab this file to experiment right now, it is available on my Patreon. So, okay, let's look at the network structure. Chapter 1. Overview. We divide our network into 4 clear sections to build and render a dynamic 3D shape. First, we use standard pops like pattern, extrude, and twist to generate and deform our base geometry. Next, we enter the popX pipeline using the material tool to apply physically accurate Disney BRDF textures driven by an animated ramp top. We then set up an HDRI environment with a path tracer for photorealistic rendering and finish in the post section with level and bloom tops for a beautiful soft glow. Which reminds me, if you are looking for getting feedback on your networks or finding beginner courses, you should consider joining over 400 students in my school community in the description. Alright, let's jump into the tutorial. Chapter 2. Network. First, let me talk to you about popX, a powerful tool for TouchDesigner created by MiniUV, a generative visual artist and TouchDesigner expert known for his advanced particle system projects. popX is a custom family of operators that extends TouchDesigner's point operators. It introduces a GPU-accelerated framework for generating, transforming, and simulating geometry in real time. While optimized for its packed popX geometry system, all operators work seamlessly with any standard pop geometry. Keep in mind that you'll need the popX tool from MiniUV to run this project. You can access download files inside MiniUV's Patreon page. To install these operators, you just have to drag the tox file inside TouchDesigner. And this popX icon will appear on the top right side of the screen. Here you can enable or disable the components. Now let's build this geometry. As usual, I'm using a constant chop to hold our main resolution values. Next, bring in a pattern pop. This is our base geometry. Set the number of points to 200. Change the type channels to cosine and sine for Y and Z. Update the number of cycles to 9 in Z. Now adjust the map to high values to 0.25 in Z. Also make sure to turn closed to on. Next, connect the pattern pop into a line smooth pop. Inside the line smooth pop, set the edge distance to 1. Applying this line smooth node helps us evenly distribute and round out the edges of our base pattern, preventing any sharp, jagged artifacts before we start duplicating. And hey, if you find this network interesting, but maybe do not want to build it all from scratch, you can just grab the finished project file on my Patreon. There are over 7,000 subscribers there who get access to all my project files, custom TouchDesigner plugins, and some free VJ packs. If you prefer to just jump straight in and experiment, the link for that is also in the description. Connect the line smooth pop to a copy pop. Here we want to generate multiple versions of our shape. Set the number of copies to 20 and push the uniform scale to 1.05. Take the output of the copy pop and connect it into a skin pop. Wire the skin pop to an extrude pop. Change the distance to 0.75. Check the per edge toggle and set the max primitives per point to 3. Now let us twist the shape. Connect the extrude pop into a twist pop. Change the primary axis to Z. Set the pivot Z value to 0.2 and crank the strength up to 21. We need to animate this, so connect the twist pop to a transform pop. In the transform parameters set, rotate X to -90. For rotate Y, let's animate it with abs time.seconds multiplied by 15. Then set rotate Z to -20. Connect the transform pop to a normal pop. Now we will use the material operator inside the popX family. The material operator applies physically accurate Disney BRDF attributes, like base color, metallic, and roughness, directly to geometry points or primitives for use with the path tracer. It bypasses global settings to enable custom per-element materials for complex multi-material rendered scenes. By the way, if you are enjoying this and want to learn a bit more about TouchDesigner, you are always welcome to join my school community. We have over 400 students learning together right now. It is a great place to find beginner courses, get feedback on your project files, and just network with other creators. If that sounds helpful to you, I will leave the link down in the description. Let us dial in the settings on the Material operator. In the Material tab, set Metallic to 0.5, Roughness to 0.025, Anisotropic level to 0.5, and Anisotropic angle to 0.5. Set the IOR to 0.75. Change thickness to 0. Then leave transmission at 1. And set dispersion to 0.01. Now set the emission level to 0.5. And enter the emission color as this dark blue. We also need a base color map. To create this map, drop in a ramp top. Set the type to circular. Change the phase to absolute time .seconds multiplied by 0.1. Then set the period to 0.1 and change extend left to mirror. Inside the common settings of the ramp top, change the resolution to 500. Choose the color combination you like. And finally assign the ramp top as the base color map parameter inside the maps page of the material operator. Alright, let us set up our camera and lighting. I have a camera viewport tool here. Next, create a light from the popX family. Set it as environment light and set the dimmer to 2. For the environment map, I'm using an HDRI map through a level to increase the brightness and gamma. Now, in your light comp, reference this level top to drive the environment lighting scene. Now bring in a path tracer tool. Set raise per pixel to 5. The focal length to 7, aperture to 0.285, and focal plane size to 5. Now set the exposure to 2. On the Denoiser tab, leave normal reject at 0 and the set depth reject to 0.5, and albedo reject to 1. Leave diffuse history blend and specular history blend at 1. Change specular variance blend to 0.5. Set diffuse atrus passes to 2. Also, specular blur passes to 6. And smooth reflections to 0.5. Now add a render top and an out top. In the render parameters, assign the camera we built earlier to the cameras field. Go to the common settings and set the resolution to reference the constant chop we had. Change the pixel format to 32-bit RGBA. We changed the pixel format to 32-bit float to ensure our render calculates with much higher dynamic range. Take the output of the render top and connect it into a level top. Change the brightness parameter to 1.05 and contrast to 1.25. Connect this level top to a bloom top and set the bloom intensity to 0.17 to add a nice soft glow. You can deactivate the focal plane once you set it up like you need. Perfect! If you downloaded the project file, remember to also download the popX tools from MiniUV's Patreon page. I hope you've successfully completed this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.